Hello, adventurer. It's good to see you. You have made it to the morning grind.
Welcome, welcome.
It's the live stream at the beginning of the Geekverse, where we talk about all types of topics in geekdom, gaming, and fantasy, with an emphasis on being constructive and creating the things that we want to exist in the world.
It's all on the grind, Sizemore. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
That's exactly right. There are a lot of adventures to be had today. Dungeons to explore and monsters to slay, and who knows what a random encounter might send our way. That's why we have to prepare, so settle in now for the morning grind with your favorite beverage in hand.
Tea? Or maybe something a little stronger. I've got a few bottles of the old Wynyard left.
Whatever you want. Pull up a chair.
Dude.
If you're feeling fancy, how about a cappuccino? Or a frappuccino? Or how about an espresso?
Just tea, thank you.
Sounds good to me, Gandalf. Whatever you want. I'm just glad you're here.
Everyone is welcome. You can just watch if you want. You don't have to worship anything you don't want to worship.
Thank you, Mike. But be forewarned.
Sometimes we get really strange characters around here.
Wait, what's that you say? Why can't you come and be a part of the stream?
My wife would disown me.
Oh no, I bet she'll be fine with it. Come on in.
Am I scared for my safety? No.
What are we supposed to do?
Everybody do the secret handshake.
Secret cultist handshake.
Oh, now do wizards who love each other.
This, my friend, is a science.
I still don't have gifts, but it's fine.
It's all on the grind, son. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
Dude, this would be a sick place to bring the band.
Indeed it would be, Dave. It really would. I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome, glad to have you here. Oh look, here's someone new.
Is this the cultist meetup?
Yes it is.
Come to hang out? Please accept me. I have nothing else.
Okay, we accept you. Everyone's welcome here.
Brought some snacks.
Well, that makes things even better.
You want some coffee? I don't drink coffee. You sure?
It's cultist coffee.
What makes it cultist coffee?
I'm a cultist and I'm drinking it.
Oh. Then I'll have some.
What exactly is going on here?
I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. It's so great to have you. Oh, and look, here comes another stranger.
Can we help you?
Yes, fellow cultists. I could really use some food.
Oh yeah? Welcome. We have donuts.
Oh, it's me. I'm glad I'm here. I'm sure you have a few questions for me, though.
What's your name? Who do you work for? What god do you worship?
Great questions, Rob.
I'm Steve King, and I worship Nyarlathotep.
No, not really. I'm just Heath, and I won't be worshiping anything this morning. But I will be your host. Welcome to the office. We're going to have a great time. I've got my coffee ready, because now it's time for the morning grind.
If you could become a fish, that would be amazing. Then I could command you with my mental fish powers.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the morning grind. Welcome to the office. Welcome to my home. Welcome to the office. Welcome to the morning grind. Yes, I'm wearing glasses this morning because just a few minutes ago, just in case it looks like there's like tears pouring down my face, I put in my contacts and I was using, the solution that's, it's got the special holder, and maybe it didn't completely neutralize the cleaning solution, and I put my contacts in and my eyes started to burn. So I'm wearing glasses this morning, and that's why all of a sudden there were tears streaming down my face. But I'm okay now, so we will just keep going. How is everybody doing? I was working all yesterday, still trying to work on things for the online gaming coffee shop. Everything takes longer than you expect, and that's why my 2024 productivity strategy of saying, all right, this is what it is, and then spending nothing but all of my time doing basically that is what I was doing. So I continue to hammer at that, getting closer. It's going to be a lot of fun. So who have we got here this morning? Let's see. Charlie. Good morning, Charlie. Good morning. Yes, I know. My glasses do meet my glasses are blue blockers, so that's that's why sometimes you're gonna see blue in the blue in my lenses, which is why I typically don't wear them when streaming. But we got to today. Good morning, Lynn. Good morning, James. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Sable. We got a great crew here this morning. We're going to be looking at Shadowdark again. We've been having a lot of fun making characters, and I want to get more pre-generated characters going so that we've got some fun things to pick from if we want to run one shots. Whether that's like in the online coffee shop or on dinner at a board game as well. I think it's a good idea. I'm excited about using it, but there's still more setup to do. Let's see. Good morning, PH. Good morning. We got Stray here too. Good morning, Stray. BGD and David. Good morning. Good morning. How do I look like? Yes, this is my Clark Kent disguise this morning. Yes. I always wear them for streaming for that reason. So I better make sure that we got table talk tonight, so I need to make sure that I probably need to get some new ones actually, but I need to make sure that substance is neutralized before tonight. PH says yesterday a full combat was released from the MCDM RPG. They had some very interesting ideas, but I found it very gamey. It reminded me a bit of 4th edition. Really? How did I not see that? I will check into that. I think I get their updates because I backed it. I think I should be getting their updates. So there is like a combat release or something. Maybe we can look at that at some point. Nothing against it, but I confess that I felt lazy. Too much bookkeeping for my taste. I prefer feeling more free to create strategies. Oh, thank you for posting the Discord link. So there's the Discord link for everybody who might be here new. Love to have you in the Ravenkeep Discord server. PH says, I felt there were too many triggers that kind of force you to choose certain actions. I might be exaggerating, but it felt more granular than fluid. Regarding the question of dealing direct damage and mitigating it with actions, items, and abilities, I confess that in theory it seemed more interesting to me. I think that although interesting psychologically, I prefer to use abilities to increase damage rather than decrease it, even if it's the enemy's damage. It's somewhat anticlimactic. Huh. Well, I wonder what other people have to say about that. So we might have to look at that. If it was like a PDF or something that was sent out to backers. If so, you think I would have it someplace. Good morning, Offie. Good morning. Good morning. Lynn says it's been nice seeing how the Cargen works. Gives me a good feel for how easy the system would be to get new players into. Yeah, I've been thinking quite a bit about that since I've been working on building out like a virtual tabletop for it. I remember when we looked at it originally, we looked at it when looked at Shadowdark, I'm talking about, when it was first coming out on Kickstarter, and they were like the preview rules and stuff, and we went through it. We were looking at, we went through a series of a bunch of different OSR or OSR adjacent, kinds of systems and things like that. And so Shadowdark was one of them that was going through. But we went through, and but yesterday while I was working, I listened to Kelsey's design live streams for both the Ranger and the Bard. And so I was kind of understanding a bit more of the design choices that were made and why she made them, and why she made them. One of the reasons I want to do a Ranger, I do want to build out a Ranger because I thought it was fantastic that she was specifically using Aragorn as an example for the Ranger. She was basing the Ranger class off of Aragorn, and I thought that was great because I was like, we need some type of like Aragorn guy here because we've been trying to make some like iconic characters here. And so I loved her design thinking behind creating Aragorn as a class for Shadowdark, and then also the Bard class as a non-magic Celtic kind of inspired Bard. And so I enjoyed that as well. So I think we'll have to do one. So that, I still haven't played it yet. So I still wouldn't say that I know how to play. And it might be good to do some samples right here to make sure that we're actually playing in the correct way. before we see what we think. But I really appreciated getting some of her behind the scenes thinking into why she made the decisions and what she's complicating, what she's not trying to complicate specifically. Like, oh, I don't want to add that in, like, for instance, dual wielding weapons and things like that, because she's trying to work on a very clean action economy and that kind of thing. So I think it. I also remember really liking the Dungeon Crawl Classics. When we looked at Dungeon Crawl Classics on the grind, I remember really liking that one, and might have to return to that one later. But this one seems like simplified Dungeon Crawl Classics. I'm still wondering about this torch timer, the real time torch timer. I still wonder about that. Although I think it's real time only when you're in like minute by minute, right? I think that might be the case. Maybe that's why we're like, hey, a campfire lasts for 8 hours. So is that 8 hours of real time? It must be 8 hours of real time only if you're in minute by minute tracking. Maybe that's it. So I still haven't found out why she chose to do that, but we will see. Oh, David says that Matt C is very into 4th edition. Lynn says, someday we should discuss whether character classes are a good thing or a bad thing. I can make arguments both ways. Well, we totally should. We totally should. That would be a subject when we get to some RPG design later, which there's so many projects I want to do. So I'm just chomping at the bit. So trying to be obsessed with one thing at a time, though. So speaking of which, tonight, Doug and Brianna are going to be joining me over on the Table Talk channel. So I'm going to put the Table Talk. This is a direct link to subscribe to the Table Talk channel. I'll put Table Talk right there. So if you are new here, the Table Talk channel, Doug and Brianna and I are going to be talking about The Watchmen. So actually, I have less time to work today because I'm going to be rewatching The Watchmen this afternoon. And if you want a direct link to The Watchmen right here, live stream, Watchmen live stream, click that link right there and hit the notify me button. Right there. I'm going to hit notify me on this one. Even though I'll be there. So 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time, we'll be talking about The Watchmen tonight. So Douglas A. Burton and Brianna De Silva. So that's what we'll be doing. So, and then also, so the cultists right here, I do encourage everybody to come and see my show. Oh, wait, is that what Lynn says? So many projects. I'm concentrating on some statistical analysis of different die mechanics right now. So wait, okay. So sometimes I don't know who I'm talking to in the Discord server because of different names from here and the Discord server. So was that you who was talking about that in the Discord server this morning? I saw as we were coming on. That's interesting because we'll talk die mechanics again as well. But the cultists is my web show about modern day Lovecraftian cultists who are just trying to worship Cthulhu in a world full of people who don't understand. So I've got the first 5 episodes or 3 episodes, first 3 episodes up right now, plus the trailer for season 1. And basically as soon as okay, so yes. All right. Gotcha. Good morning, Interlight. Please come by and check out that channel because we're going to be hitting the cultist hard. We're going to be doing some cultist game design, some Cthulhu board game design, RPG and board game design after I get Shadowdark up and running in the online coffee shop, and then one other RPG, hopefully index card RPG. I have no idea what that is. I've been watching the Quinfall disaster unfold, highly entertaining, like a train wreck in slow motion. What is that? Is this okay? So this is a video game. I do not know anything about it. Okay, so we found it. Oh, okay. I've just been obsessed with projects. So all right, so the cultist is here, and then so I've been. We'll look at this later, but this is what I've been building out for Shadowdark. So I've been building out a lightweight tabletop a virtual tabletop for Shadowdark to let us try it out, see how it plays. I'm not exactly sure what we need. We're going to need to practice with this because I haven't played Shadowdark yet. So I'm not, I mean, I'm going through the book and I'm trying to figure out exactly what it is that we need in order to play. But, you know, there'll be changes. So we'll have to, I think we'll, after we do the characters, we might have to look at how this virtual tabletop would work and what it is that we actually need to play Shadowdark with. Oh, thank you. Michael Connor says, great interview with Runkle, LawTube's resident elf. Yes, so I did get to interview Ian Runkle on Table Talk. So that's on the Table Talk channel. And we talked about the licensing situation as it stands in the tabletop industry right now, especially after the Orc license. The OSR, the OGL debacle through the Orc. So let me also put out before we go, before I conclude the kind of announcements going on here. If you would like to play games with us, the online gaming coffee shop, I will do a test once I get finished here. I'm going to make up a little like website for it and more official sign up form for it. But right now, if you want to sign up, we'll do a test. Is today Tuesday? Today's Tuesday already. Everything takes longer than you want it to. But anyway, if you are looking for a place to get together and play tabletop games, we've got Hero Quest, we've got Dragon Strike, we've got Wizard's Quest, Secret Hitler. I finished yesterday. I was showing. We'll talk about Secret Hitler here on the channel. One Night Werewolf, Dominion. Get together to play games online with each other. Playing games in person, that's best. Playing games in person is best, but we all don't have that luxury. So if you're looking for a place to play online, it's not launched yet. But if you're looking for a place to play games online, I'm trying to put that together for everybody. Oh yeah, so James said something about classes. So yeah, we'll definitely talk about that when we return to RPG, because I've been thinking now I'm chomping at the bit to keep writing. Oh, Stray just gifted a membership. Thank you so much, Stray. Let's see who got that. Oh, Inner Light got it. Oh, Inner Light got the membership. Congratulations to Inner Light. Thank you very much, Stray. Very generous. Okay, let's do our morning reading this morning before we get into our Shadowdark characters. So let's go over here. We are working on our we are reading through Turning Pro by Stephen Pressfield. Well, somebody is coming in from Twitch. Good. We don't really often have people in here from Twitch. So good morning, Mr. Pac-Man fan. So I'm putting together a online gaming coffee shop that you can walk around in a virtual environment and sit down at different tables and things and connect to virtual tabletop software so that we can play tabletop RPGs and just tabletop board games as well. We're an online community, and so it would be great to be able to play online games together. So that's what I was trying to do. So that was one of my problems actually last time when I was trying to do the design for the Cultists board games, is that I had people who were interested, but in order to play test them, you've got to, have somebody around you physically who wants to play test and who wants to, first of all, who wants to play games, who can get together to play games, and then also who is willing to run a play test. And so I thought, man, I wish there was some way to get together with everybody who wanted to be part of play tests and things like that and play in a virtual environment. And I didn't have all the software together at that time, but now I do. That's why I was trying to get this coffee shop together before I start the game design after that, because that was next, because we'll do the Cultists next. But if I get everything together for the coffee shop and get it running, then we can use that during the game creation for the Cultists, and then further RPG creation and generation and things like that. So that's why I kind of jumped out of order on my projects and went ahead and was trying to get the gaming tavern set up. So, all right. Let's go over here to Turning Pro by Stephen Pressfield. Our morning ritual. I've got just Coke Zero this morning. So Coke Zero this morning for me, but it is an occultist coffee mug. Fish do not drink tea. All right, let's breathe. Let's take 2 deep breaths. 2 deep breaths. Complete exhales. Inhale through nose, exhale through mouth. I believe is the way you're supposed to do these breathing exercises. Oh, hey, Daniel. Daniel says, I'm a phone call away, my friend. Yes. We should do, Daniel and I, in fact, Daniel's one of the people that I played Shadowdark. I've got Shadowdark on the brain. Gloomhaven. Daniel and I played Gloomhaven together. All right, so here we go. Everybody got your drink? Here we go. 2 deep inhales, complete exhales. Let's breathe. And sip. All right. That's good. Oh, inner light. Oh, I'm sorry. You're sick. I'm so glad that I've been able to dodge all of that. Of course, I do just mostly sit at my house. All right, let's say this is by Stephen Pressfield in Turning Pro. My own moment of turning pro. The following is from the chapter called Resistance and Healing in the War of Art. I washed up in New York a couple of decades ago, making $20 a night, driving a cab and running away full time from doing my work. One night, alone in my $110 a month sublet, I hit bottom in terms of having diverted myself into so many phony channels, so many times that I couldn't rationalize it for one more evening. I dragged out my ancient Smith Corona, dreading the experience as pointless, fruitless, meaningless, not to say the most painful exercise I could think of. For 2 hours, I made myself sit there, torturing out some trash that I chucked immediately in the shit can. That was enough. I put the machine away. I went back to the kitchen. In the sink sat 10 days of dishes. For some reason, I had enough energy that I decided to wash them. The warm water felt pretty good. The soap and sponge were doing their thing. A pile of clean plates began rising in the drying rack. To my amazement, I realized that I was whistling. It hit me that I had turned a corner. I was okay. I would be okay from here on. Do you understand? I hadn't written anything good. It might be years before I would, if I ever did at all. That didn't matter. What counted was that I had, after years of running from it, actually sat down and done my work. Oh, yes. Okay, coffee and whiskey this morning. All right, let's get back into Shadowdark. Actually, I posted that. Let's see which characters we actually did, because we might not have actually done the fighter. Where is Illustrator over here? And take a look at what we have here. Okay. Let's see. So we have a wizard here. Our 1 hit point wizard. Man, we are low on hit points and we are low on charisma as far as this goes. So as this whole party goes. We got a wizard. We're trying to make some iconic characters here. One thing that I'm not happy about in general is that this scan, I guess it's, or whatever this is, of this sheet here, the actual background character sheet, it's not very clear. I may try to find another one of those to slide in or something before I actually export these. So I'm not real happy with how the background's it's a bit pixelated. I am here at 200%, but still, I would like it to be clear in that. But we got this wizard here. We've got this priest here. It was also a 1 hit point priest. Did we do okay, we have not done the fighter. I thought, did we do the fighter? We had not. So we did thief on the first day, kind of learning here. So we'd have a halfling thief. So the halfling thief has the most hit points right now. with 3. I hope we get a lot of hit points on the fighter. Okay, so that's where we are. Let me copy over our data over so we can go a bit faster with this fighter here. Okay, so we're going to be class fighter now. The one prayer, the one hit wonders. Yeah, yes. Yeah, we need a tanky melee fight, but I'm afraid we're not going to get it. So wait, where's my notes with our stats on it? Oh, right here. Okay. Let's see. The wizard we did. Where's our auxiliary camera? Get our auxiliary camera ready this morning as well. I know which one was going to be the melee fighter, and I think this one needs to be half orc. Innerlight says, I do have to say I like Shadowdark, but probably will not use it as a complete as-is system. It has a lot of tools in it that can be used with other systems. It does have that. But also, I'm thinking that it might be a really good one for playing online like this. So here's the stats that we were going to use for our melee fighter. It was the highest strength 15, so that makes sense. Dex 10, though. Con 6. See, this is going to be a problem. Con 6 is going to be a major problem for a fighter. Int 7, Wiz 8, Charisma 9. Okay, and I think this one needs to go half orc. So this one needs to be like a half orc barbarian type. And I think we're going to end up with several fighters because this will be our melee fighter here. I don't know how many characters we're going to do, but I think several more at least because we don't have an elf yet and we don't have a dwarf yet. So I think both of those need to be classic fighter types as well. The ranged fighter needs to be the elf. The melee fighter, besides this half orc, this needs to be more like a barbarian type, whereas the dwarf needs to be a more armored type. So we got 2 chances to make kind of a tank here. Arguably, we may want a human fighter because that would just be the classic human fighter. But then I think a ranger and a bard would also make sense. And then the only thing that we would not have done is a goblin. And so the goblin could be a wild card. So, okay, so in this case, let me just get the character stuff ready. Okay, so in this case, the barbarian, the half-orc barbarian, would have a 15 in strength. So that would be +2. Dex 10. So at least he's not getting negative AC. Con. See, this is brutal. The 6 -2 is brutal. Maybe we'll roll something that will allow us to increase that. These characters, yo. Intelligence 7. I mean, this is so 7 is -2. Wisdom is 8. Should be -1. Yeah. -1. Charisma is 6 again. So who also had the 6 charisma? So that was no. Oh, excuse me. No, charisma's 9. Excuse me. Charisma's 9. So charisma's 9. So that's -1. Okay, so that's our stats, right? So 15, 10, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. We rolled 6, 7, 8, 9. We rolled 10 out of order. Okay, so 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh yeah, so we have to change up our half-orc name here. Half-orc name Darla. BGD says the dwarf might turn out to be your most effective close-range combatant. I'm afraid that's what's going to happen here. Well, Kelsey was talking about that on one of her design stream when I was actually watching her make a character, and she said that different game masters will make different rulings about how to do that. But 3d6 straight down is pretty old school classic. So there was nothing official in the Shadowdark rulebook that says you could do that. There was an optional rule, the optional rule that if you don't have at least a 14, you could re-roll. So this character wasn't even re-rollable through the optional rule because we have a 15, so a 14 or above, 15 in strength. That's a good point. That this character, int 7. So this is -2, not +2. So no, this character is. Do I have that right now? 15 is +2. Dex +0. Con -2. Int -2. Wisdom -1. Charisma -1. So no, this character is below average. Okay. You can name a half-orc bacon, though, if we're going to have the older pig personality kind of orcs. Okay, so stats. We rolled stats. We picked ancestry, which is half orcs. Towering, it says half orc is towering, tusked warriors who are as daring as humans and as relentless as orcs. You know the common and orcish languages. Okay, so languages. Common and orcish. Mighty. So our special half-orc ability is mighty. You have a +1 bonus to attack and damage with rolls with a melee weapon. All right. So that is our ancestry. Choice of class. Okay, we're doing fighter. So fighter, blood-soaked gladiators and dented armor. Excuse me. Inner Light says, all I can say is let's just roll with it, but don't get emotionally attached to these characters. I have too. Yeah, James says, Inner Light, I've actually become more and more fond of these types of games as time progresses. I like the relief of not caring who dies. It can even make death fun. I agree. I like both styles of games, but I've increasingly like these kinds of styles of games as we've gone. Let's see. The character creation. I did play with the character creator, the online character creator, a bit more yesterday, and got to actually figure out how to use it. So if you want to generate characters faster, you can generate characters a lot faster using that online character creator. We'll look at that. So, but I just don't think it's as fun. I just don't think it's as fun as what we're doing right here. But I think in the future, if I needed to create characters faster, I think I would use the online character creator. Okay, anyway, but excuse me again. Blood-soaked gladiators and dented armor. Acrobatic duelists with darting swords, or far-eyed elven archers who carve their legends with steel and grit. Weapons. So we got all weapon proficiencies, all armor and shield proficiencies. Hit die is D8 per level. Add your constitution modifier, if possible, if positive, to your gear slots. It is definitely not positive. So gear slots over here. We are going to have 15 gear slots, so he can haul stuff. Weapon mastery. Choose one type of weapon, such as longswords. You gain +1 to attack and damage with that weapon type. In addition, add half your level to those rolls rounded down. So, can we get a two-handed sword? It seems like he needs a two-handed sword. Are we going to be able to buy that? Well, let's put weapon mastery. Also, going through and doing the character creation this way manually the first time through with these characters has really let me understand a lot more about the game itself, rather than just having the computer spit out a bunch of stuff. So, weapon mastery. This is choose one weapon type. Choose one type of weapon. Such as longswords. You gain a +1 to attack and damage with that weapon type. Add half your level to these rolls round down. Okay, and choice. I think if we can get two-handed sword, then I think we should. And just let this person be the person who really tries to go out and hit things. Okay, grit. This is also a fighter type, or a fighter task or skill or whatever it is. Choose strength or dexterity. You have advantage on checks of that type to overcome an opposing force, such as kicking open a stuck door, or slipping free of rusty chains. And that would be dex. We definitely want to say choice. This is strength. I'm going to bold that so we know that's what this character has taken. Two-handed sword and strength on that option. Okay. Daniel says, although it's probably not a bad house rule to add an extra roll in there to mulligan a set of bad rolls. Either an extra roll, of course, we for AD&D often did 4d6, drop the lowest. But I think that would float the average too high for a game like this. James says, I remember the first session of DCC Candace and I played in. We ended up rolling 2 different identical beggars. We named them Jerry and Gary. They were beggars, G and Gary. They were vaporized by a searing light trap in the very first scene of the first adventure. We remember them to this day. Identical is all in all regards, even death. Wow. Those were not rolled talents. No, those were just the benefits of being a fighter. Okay, so now we need to roll a talent. We do need to roll a talent. Let's see. We need to do all of our rolling. I just want to go to the camera once. So what is it that we need to roll for? We need to roll for hit points. We need to roll for background. We need to roll for gear. All right, let's see. Go, auxiliary camera. Good morning, Yogg-Sothoth. All right, so we do need to have to get some notes here. All right, and dice. Oh, well, that's true. The Zweihander as a sword choice is problematic in games that enforce the space you need to wield them. That's true. All right, so he gets a talent. Number 7, a basic one. +2 to strength, dexterity, or constitution stat. +2 to strength, dexterity, or constitution. I feel like we have to negate his constitution problem. So +2 to strength, constitution, or dexterity stat. I think in order to make him viable, I hope we're going to be able to roll better on hit points. Giving him better dex would be great. Maxing out his strength seems like something that he would want to do. Of course, this could be a woman too. But I think we have to bump his con up because we've got to have some hit points in this party. But hopefully we'll roll that again. I get to do that on a 7, 8, or 9. So hopefully in level advancement, he'll get to go up in that again. All right. Well, speaking of hit points, so hit points are D8 per level. All right. D8 hit points per level. All right. Well, let's see. I guess, well, we'll see what we roll here. If he rolled, yeah, well, let's see. We'll see what rolls. Maybe we could change, maybe we could take that back and put that con point, those 2 con points someplace else, depending on this roll of the dice. Let's see. Oh my God. Oh my God. How many times can I roll 2 on hit point dice? Okay, so actually it didn't matter. Okay, in that case, I'm not going to put that on con. So I'm going to say -2 on con because we have another 1 hit. Well, 3 out of our 4 characters have 1 hit point. Let's go ahead and roll for money. Nine times 5, so 45 gold coins. All right, so we did roll 45 gold coins. We'll see what we can get with that. Oh, I didn't roll background. Let me just roll background real fast. 18, whatever 18 background is. Scholar, scholar, you know much about ancient history and lore. That makes no sense. Daniel says, you have a party that can all be taken out by a single attack, and that's not each. Maybe he got kicked out of being a scholar. At least in Shadowdark, you do not add, you only add your Constitution modifier on the first, at level 1. So in the future, he won't have to take a -2 to his hit point rolls. Oh wait, that I put that under title. So scholar should be here. I'm not sure what the title is yet. All right. All right, where do we go from here? 1 class talent roll. Hit points equal to 1 roll of their class's hit point die plus their Constitution modifier. Background, choice of alignment. We won't do evil characters or chaotic characters, so we'll go neutral here. Choice of alignment. Title. So what is this guy? Warrior. That makes sense. All right. Title, warrior. Starting gear, page 33. All right. All right. Can we at least get a good sword? Let's find out. Let's see. Armor class. Let's see. Or what type of armor as well. Let's see. So here we are. A bastard sword is 10 gold. A great sword is 12 gold. And the great sword does D12 damage. Or the great axe. The great axe is 10 gold coins and does 1d8 or 1d10 damage. And that's versatile and takes up 2 slots. Let's see. Okay, but so we can afford that, so that sounds good. Armor, we're gonna have to go leather armor. So I guess we give him the crawling kit. Let's take notes here. Oh, wait. So you're right. I didn't redo the +2. So it didn't make sense. The bonus to con didn't matter. So where should I put that? I feel like I should put it in Dex then, to try to increase his AC. So where would you put that +2? It can be strength, dexterity, or constitution, but constitution didn't matter. So it's just strength and dex. I mean, you go with strength and make him the uber damage dealer, or go dex and try to make him survive, make him slightly more survivable. What do you guys think? Let me see. So we do have a crawler's kit. Let's go ahead and give him crawler's kit. That's 7 gold. Leather armor would be 10 gold. So make him the uber damage dealer. All right, so that way at least they're iconic in that regard. I guess that also goes along with making iconic kinds of characters. So if we go to 17 and we get the +3 here, puts him 1 step away from max strength, which I don't think. Well, no, I guess you technically could get like a lightly armored berserker. Yeah, lightly armored berserker with 1 hit point. Right, until he's felled by a small child with a thrown rock. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. Did I record? That he had rolled fighter talent. I'll just put down here. Talent, wasn't I doing that? Talent 1 +1 to strength. And huh. Yeah, so to the great sword is the most damage dealing we've got. So we're going to go with that. I'm going to remove this, or you gain +1. That way it's clearer to a player. You gain +1 to attack and damage with great swords. And at half your level to those rolls. You have advantage on strength checks to overcome an opposing force, such as kicking open a stuck door. That makes it a bit more direct about exactly what built this character. Okay, so Crawler's Kit takes up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slots, 7 slots. We've got leather armor. We've got greatsword. Oh, maybe he should have javelins. Maybe he should have some javelins, because we got to stay away from people. So we could give him some javelins too. PHS, he would just die like a real person being a supposed berserker. Yeah, we just rolled the 10 out of order on this one. Yes. Too bad we're not playing poker. But actually, yeah, so he should, and that way also, if he finds himself in a situation where he can't wield the greatsword, like Lynn was talking about, maybe he would have a javelin with him. So I like that idea too. Throw the javelin before rushing into. In fact, might give him a couple of javelins. Let's do that. He's got space to hold stuff. And he's still got stuff to enough space to bring stuff out. He doesn't have thieving tools, so that's out. Okay, so leather armor was 10. Great sword was 12. A javelin, 2 javelins would be 1 gold. So how much has he got? 45 minus 7 minus 10 minus 12 minus 1. So he's got 15 gold left. At least we've been rolling well on gold. We haven't rolled so poorly on gold, we haven't been able to outfit ourselves. So I guess that could have been, it could still be worse. It could still be worse because we could have rolled, I mean, you could roll 10 gold. Well, then what are you going to do? You're going to have nothing. Oh, yeah, great sword is 2 slots. A better strategy for this guy might be to throw the javelin before running away. Yes, great point. The javelin, the great sword takes up 2 slots. So what I'll do, I'll just slide this over and like italicize it. So he doesn't have 2 great swords. That just takes up 2 slots. So that's our situation. Okay, we got 2 attacks over here. So fighter. Actually, this is fighter. This is half orc. So we're probably going to have more of them. So he's got great sword, and he has javelin. So with the great sword, his attack bonus, so you add strength to your attack bonus. So that's a +3, right? Adding strength to attack bonus with melee weapons. So that's a strength of 3. Plus, you have +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls with a melee weapon. So that's 4. +5. That was +2 to strength. Got me a +1 bonus. So it's +5 to attack. +5 to attack. Type melee, range C. 1d12 plus, because you don't add your strength again, but you add +1 to attack and damage because of mighty and weapon mastery. So it's 2d12 plus 2. So this person is V. What is V? V is versatile. No, it's not. That can't be right. Oh, great sword. No, it's not. It's 2-handed and 2 slots. Properties are 2-handed, 2S. Now, attack bonus for the javelin. No matter how you identify your character, nobody can convince me that they're not actually all goblins in disguise. That seems like what's going on here. Yeah, there's no dual wielding. But he should be able to do that. Yeah, he can hit. I mean, he can hit, and he hits hard. So that's what he's designed to do. You've just got to live through level 1. Well, it's not like you're going to have... That's not like any of these characters are going to have a lot of hit points at level 2 either. Okay, so with a javelin, It is type melee and ranged. It is range close and far. Oh, it's only D4 damage. And the property is thrown. Okay, but when he's in melee, he's going to have a +3. He's going to have a +4. So in melee, he's going to have a +4. But in ranged, he'll have a +0. Is that right, everybody? Because he'll be using Dex. Dex for thrown weapons. And so if he's in close combat, he'll have D4 +1 because he's mighty. D4 +1 or just D4 on the throne. Or just 1d4. So we do have to look at his deity. Oh, and character name. So this is a neutral Geed or Ord. I think God of Feast, Mirth, and Wilds would be better here. So Geed actually works. Ord, the unbending, the wise, the secret keeper. He's the god of magic, knowledge, secrets, and equilibrium. So I think Geed works. So what are our half-orc names? Vara, Grauk, Zasha, Clara, Brologa, Drago, Krull, Tulk. I like Tulk. Tulk or Corva. I use names like that a lot. Grok or I had a I think it may have been Garrick. And something like that when I played World of Warcraft. I played an orc. Good morning, Jason. Good morning. Do you well, let's verify that. Combat 88. Ranged attacks. Ranged attacks used ranged weapons. So that's what you'd be using with this javelin. Roll 1d20 plus your dex modifier plus talent bonus. Oh, you can? Oh, that's right. You're right. So I was looking under the main rules, but you're right. Thrown. You may throw this weapon to make a ranged attack with it using strength or dex. So he's +4. So he's +4 on the throne too. Oh, well, that's really good. So he's +4. He does not get... No, wait. Why is he +4? No, he's +3. He's +3. He's +3 to hit with the javelin just because of strength. But that doesn't translate into more damage because it's attack with a melee weapon and great swords. So he's +3. Okay, well, that helps him out. Good morning. I hope that we got that right over here as well. Let's take a look at this thief. Oh, we didn't do... So the attack bonus +3 is dex. Oh, because it didn't matter, I guess, over here. Because it would be, he would use Dex either way, and he doesn't have any extra damage. The thief doesn't. The priest has a crossbow. The wizard has a dagger and would use strength as well. Okay. So it only really mattered here with this fighter half-orc. PH says, this group always has the option to just leave town and go back sometime later pretending they want on an adventure. Yeah, because Lynn says the dice have been cruel so far. This is a party that would have terrible trouble taking on a receptionist at the dentist office. All right, but that does get us. So does that take care of everything? That does. It's the hit points that are just low. All right. So now what do we want to do? We need a dwarf and we need an elf. So basically 2 more fighters is what we need. We need 2 more fighters. We need the elf to be the ranged guy, and we need the dwarf to be the melee guy. PH says, for a gauntlet, this is a great group. Yeah, it could be level 1 going into a gauntlet. They could be. See who survives. Well, and we're going to have enough of them. So we need to do we need to do 2 more. We might end up doing 3 more fighters. Let's do the dwarf. You don't need the cleric because they're either up or down. Or the cleric doesn't need to take the healing spell. You would have thought he would need the healing spell. Right now, it's the thief who's the tank. All right, let's do the dwarf. Let's roll up dice specifically for dwarf. So those were our 4 characters. Let's see. Wizard. Okay, we took care of wizard over here. We took care of our melee fighter. All right, let's roll for elf and dwarf. Okay, let's roll for elf and dwarf. This is a Dungeon Crawl Classics. Okay, so we're gonna duplicate the fighter here. But this time we're gonna make this fighter. We're gonna do dwarf. So we're gonna roll up specifically a dwarf. Let's see what happens. So this is going to be dwarf. We don't know what's going to happen with the rest of this. All right, so we want this to be a classic, like, axe-wielding, possibly shield and axe-wielding dwarf. All right, so we're going to go 3d6 all the way down. Let's see what we're going to roll here. All right, let me grab a new sheet of paper. Okay. I've got plates stacking up in here. And let's roll everything that we need to roll, and then put it on. Then make our choices and put it on here on this character sheet. I'll turn on the auxiliary camera and the auxiliary light, so maybe we can see a bit better. Oh, actually, I should get something else to drink before we get started here. We're going to need to roll stats. We're going to need to roll hit points. We're going to need to roll money. We're going to need to roll background and talent. That's what you have to roll in order to create a character. Strength, dex, con, int, wisdom, and charisma. All right. Let me I'll grab something to drink. Be right back. Oh, it's time for a Yeti hug break. Yeti hug break, Yeti hug break. Everybody go hug yo Yeti and show yo Yeti some love. All right. Thank you for staying with me. All right. Go auxiliary camera. I could give the dwarf an orcish name and make the half-orc's adopted sibling for an interesting background. Think of the sibling rivalry and role-playing potential. That's interesting. Okay, first, let's roll stats. So we're going 3d6 straight down. So here we go. This is going to make a dwarf fighter. Strength of, oh my God, 6, 7. Dex of 8. Con of 11. Int of 9. Wisdom of 12. And charisma of 13. Okay, actually, we could invoke the rule to yeah, this would be the make a dwarf fighter or not. Okay, we didn't get to 14 over here, so this one doesn't have a 14. If that were inverted, that would have been better. Okay, let's invoke the reroll without the 14. Let's do a reroll because we didn't get a 14. Maybe I should use some different dice. Let's do that. So this is one of the issues with random games. That is it possible to roll all bad dice? Yes, it is. All right, here we go. We're going Doom Edition Cthulhu this time. Strength, come on. We need large strength. Come on, high strength. Okay, 12. We can work with that. Dexterity. 14.
That number is used in some locations
Okay.
for emergencies.
Hey.
Which would you like to call?
No.
Or emergency services?
What? Cancel that, Siri.
No problem. I won't.
10 Constitution. At least we have 10. Intelligence. 10. Wisdom. Wisdom 14. And then charisma 11, 14 as well. Well, now how about that for that dwarf? Am I not rolling them right? Maybe we just need better dice. Okay, well that I think we can do. I think we can do it. All right, so that's our dwarf stats. Okay, so our constitution modifier is going to be +0. Well, let's see what our talent is going to be. So we need to roll for a talent. Fighter talent, 2d6. And he rolls an 11 there. 11 is choose one kind of armor. You get +1 AC from that armor. +1 to AC of one type of armor. Okay. That sounds good. Good. You would make this guy a cleric. Well, this could be a dwarf cleric. Well, you say, well, Do we need another cleric? I mean, is dwarf cleric really all that iconic, though? I think dwarf fighter is more iconic. Okay, so let's roll his hit points. Well, let's roll his money. His money, 9, so 45 gold coins. His hit points, D8. Well, I know. So dwarf fighter, that's what I'm thinking. Could dwarves be cleric in like AD? Could dwarves be clerics in AD&D? Oh, not these dice. What am I doing? All right. Hit points, hit points, hit points. 5. He's got 5 hit points. Woohoo! And then his background is going to be 18. That's scholar, right? Yep, scholar. All right. Yeah, dwarves, because of course we also come out of the idea that dwarves are just dwarves too. When dwarf was a class. That's why I was thinking that both elf and elf could be a wizard. I think wizard would work. All right, let's see what we got here. So this is strength 12. So this is +1. Dex 14. So he can tank for us. He's not the damage dealer. So 12 + 1, 14 + 2, con 10. Feels like we actually have a capable character here. +0, intelligence 9. Oh, 9 is -1. Wisdom. Oh, no. Excuse me, 10. He was 10. He was 10 in it. That was my first roll. So he's +0. He seems even more competent. 12, 14, 10. 12, 14, 10. 10, 14, 14. All right. So stats. Choice of ancestry dwarf. What do we get for being a dwarf? Brave, stalwart folk as sturdy as the stone kingdoms they carve inside mountains. You know the common and dwarvish languages? Start with +2 HP. Reroll hit points per level with advantage. Oh, whoa. I didn't know that. Okay, so this is stout. Start with +2 HP. Roll. So these dwarves are going to have a lot of hit points. Roll hit points per level with. If you want hit points, you need to play the dwarf. Okay, so actually, I rolled a 5. Oh, yep. Thank you, Inner Light. This group should redefine the roles: the tanker, the runner, the hider, and the observer. Okay, so I rolled a 5 with hit points. So I get to roll with advantage. So I get to roll hit points again and then add +2. Okay, I rolled a 2, but that still gives me 7 hit points. So that works. Dwarf fighter. He needs to be lawful. And I believe that makes me a squire. Yeah, squire is for some reason. Do you have dwarf squires? No, let's make well, whatever. Shield. How about shield bearer? That sounds a bit more dwarven than. All right, later, Lynn. Let's see. So shield bearer. So he's got 7 HP. We say he's got 45 gold coins. We're going to come up with a name. Okay. Weapon mastery. You gain +1 to attack and damage with what type of... What's our type of axe here? We've got bastard sword, club, crossbow, dagger, great axe, great sword, javelin, longbow, longsword, mace, short bow, short sword, spear, staff, or warhammer. Warhammer is two-handed. So I think we go great axe because great axe can be two-handed. So you can go two-handed with it, or you can go one-handed with it and use a shield. So I'm thinking that he's going to need a shield too. So let's go great axe. So you gain +1 to attack and damage with great axes. You have advantage on strength checks. So yes, so we will also do strength with him, and then talent was +1 to AC of 1 armor type. Oh, now that's good because you really want him to have that with his great axe and shield. Roll on page 128 for the name. Oh, is that what you're talking about? 128? Just to be different? What is page 1? Oh, NPC names. Oh, okay. Okay, we'll do that here in a second. So he needs great axe. So he's spending his money on a great axe, a shield, both of those are 10. He'll take a crawling kit for 7. Oh man, plate mail is 130. Whoa. Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking. You hate to waste that on leather. So I wouldn't do that. What's my dex modifier? Oh, my dex modifier is +2. So plate mail has an AC of 15. That is just a flat AC of 15. From the Tolkien perspective, he should have mail anyway. So if he gets +1 to that type, he's going to be 13, 14, 50. Yeah, that'll make him better than plate. So that's exactly what we should do. +1 to AC when wearing chainmail. I hate that it's spelled like that, but whatever. Oh, I can use the +1 on a shield? Ritterick says. Or shield, since shield is listed in the armors, but that feels like gaming the system a bit. Yeah, what exactly does it say? So that may be clarified later in more stuff. But this does say choose one kind of armor. So I guess it could be shields, but I'm going to go with it seems most fitting for that to be chainmail. Even if he can't get it right now, they'll probably want to buy that as soon as possible, and that will make him well. And plus, that way, if he's using his great axe two-handed, he can still benefit from his +1 AC. That's a reason to do that rather than the shield too, because sometimes if he's got something really large, he's got to put down. Right, yeah. So if he's got something really large he needs to put down, he can still wear his chainmail, and I even hate saying that, and yeah, and still preserve that bonus. Okay, so that works. So shield. So right now, though, he'll have to have leather armor. And leather armor is 10. Let's see. Let's adjust his what he can carry. So he's got his crawler's kit. He's got his leather armor. He's got his great axe. And he's got a shield. Right there. All right. So 45 minus 10 minus 10 minus 7 minus 10. So he has 8 gold left. Does he need any type of backup weapon? Is like hand axe in here? Bastard sword, club, crossbow, dagger, great axe, great sword, javelin, longbow, longsword, mace, short bow. No. So there's no like hand axe for him to take and be able to throw something from far away. He could go dagger. I mean, he could take a dagger. But I'm thinking probably unnecessary. He's supposed to be our frontline guy. Does the wizard still have some extra money? Yeah. They could borrow from each other. Yeah. I wasn't going to do that because I wasn't sure. Not all these characters may be in a party together, but you could. Great axe is 2 slots. Yes. So yes. So if he does, if he is in a party with somebody else, we could get him some mail, borrow some money. So we'll do the same thing over here with great axe. We would have caught that when I do his attacks, but yes. So great axe. He really doesn't want to take that dagger. Then he needs an extra slot. Okay, so now let's put this is great axe. So all he has is great axe. So when attacking with the great axe, strength +1 to attack. Okay, so he's +2 with his great axe. Great axe is medium C, 1d8 or 1d10. 1d8, 1d10, and it is versatile and 2 slots. You gain +1 to attack and damage. So that's d8 +1 and d10 +1. Okay, so he needs to change his deity, though. So lawful. Saint Terrigenus is the legendary knight who's the patron of most lawful humans. Let's instead go Madeira the Covenant. Madeira. Oh, we haven't adjusted his AC. So his AC is Dex, so 12. Wait, what's armor? Yeah. So 11 plus Dex modifier. So 13 plus 2, 15. All right. Well, this is actually a capable dwarf fighter. Rhetoric says hand axe wasn't added until Cursed Scroll 3. I don't have that. He can't throw this axe. The great axe can't be thrown. I don't have any of the extra material. Okay. If I give him the dagger, he won't have anything. He won't have any space in his inventory. I feel like he should be able to throw something, though. That seems like a Gimli a movie Lord of the Rings thing, when Gimli's carrying axes to throw. Yeah, we're gonna keep his slot. We're gonna keep him with the slot. We'll keep him with the slot. Okay, all right. So we got it. It seems like we don't have his name. Let's roll on 128. 128 for dwarf. One, Hera or Orgo. That's interesting. Orgo or Hera. All right. So we still have more characters to make. We're doing about 2 a day. We'll have to do the elf tomorrow. I don't know. Yeah, so we'll continue on. We need an elf, and we need a ranger, and we need an elf. We need a ranger. We need a bard, and we need to think of something to do with the goblin. The goblin needs to be something else as well. So the goblin could be a wild card character. Roll up the stats and then see exactly what kind of character the goblin should be. Although I feel like it shouldn't be another fighter. Can't be another fighter, and it can't be one of the specialty classes, the ranger or the could be a thief, could be another wizard, or could be a cleric, I guess. Goblin bard, elf ranger. But she designed the ranger to be the ranger to be Aragorn. So I think the elf needs to be a ranged fighter. A goblin bard named Bacon. So, I mean, there's an argument for the elf ranger as well. I mean, you might have to make up both. But the ranger, we need a human ranger because that's the Aragorn equivalent. All right. I got things to do, so I'm going to continue pounding away on work here. Brianna and I are going to be talking this afternoon, but also I really hope to see you for Table Talk tonight. We're going to be, I got to talk to Brianna, and then I've got to rewatch Watchmen. So that's going to be a large chunk of my day. And then at 7 o'clock tonight, p.m. Central, 7 Central, please right here, Watchmen Table Talk. Come and join us. Doug and Brianna will be there. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being here. Once again, this is really fun. So I've been enjoying this. Thank you, everybody. This has been great. I will see you tonight and then again tomorrow morning. Later.